is a business graduate from SFU with 2 years of work experience, well in business and mergers. Andrew's team is supposed to help with a unified business strategy and the bold changes in strategy to earn healthier returns.
Great.
Andrew?
Thank you, Toastmasters, members, and most welcome guests. I'm here to tell you that change is good, but I'm telling a group of people who already know that. The reason I know that you already know that is you are members or guests of Toastmasters. Yeah. You know that personal change equals personal growth, which equals flexibility in whatever you want to do. But did you know that that same principle applies to your businesses? In that a business needs to change in order to evolve, in order to grow. And if you're not changing, believe me, you're shrinking. And when you shrink, you get closer and closer to bankruptcy, which means you get closer and closer to meal tickets, to living underneath a bridge and struggling to survive. Whoa. Instead of growing your business, expanding new markets, and living in Whistler while your business runs itself. So I'm here to teach you how to do the latter. There's 2 questions that you need to ask yourself about your business strategy and that pinnacle that you want to reach. First question is, are you in the right industry? That's a question that Google has recently asked itself. And look what they came out with. Google+.
Yeah.
They launched itself into a new industry, and in my view, it seems like a good launch. The second question you have to ask yourself is, are you competitive within your industry? Do you have that competitive advantage within that industry where you can compete successfully against your competitors? I'm here to address those 2 questions. The principles I've come up with, the principles that Michael Porter has come up with will be a big part of my speech. Michael Porter is a professor of Harvard University teaching strategy. He's won many, many awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award and many other noble things. And he's the go-to guy, the grandfather, they call him, of business strategy. His first principles were Porter's 5 forces. These will help you identify whether you're in the right industry and which industry you want to be in. Porter's 5 forces are simple, and I hope I have them memorized. One is buyer's bargaining power. How much bargaining power do your buyers have? Second is supplier bargaining power. How much bargaining power can you leverage on your suppliers? Third is the rivalry among competitors. And then you have the substitute products. And then you have the last one, which is going to be a surprise.
Barriers.
Barriers to entry. Thank you. Thank you. So I'd like to give you just a few examples of how these play into the industry. Walmart is a good example of a company that has significantly low bargaining power of their buyers. You can't walk into a Walmart and tell the cashier, I want to pay $2 less for this product. It just doesn't happen, right? That means that they dictate the price and they can charge what they want within a reasonable margin. Bargaining power of suppliers would be a big conglomerate like Microsoft. Microsoft can, because they have such a good strategic process, they can leverage their suppliers and get the lowest price. So if you ask yourself those 5 questions, you should see whether you're in the right industry, and you should use those principles to see which industry you'd like to be in. Now, how do you know whether you're competitive within your industry? There's 3 groups of people in this case. There are the differentiated group. Those are people like Apple. Apple has a differentiated product. They differentiated themselves from IBM, from Microsoft, and they've launched a new product which nobody can seem to compete with. Think of the iPhone, think of the iPad, think of the iMac. You just can't get another product that's the same. There's also the low-cost leader. Low-cost leader is someone who has very, very low costs, and nobody can compete with how low those costs are. Perfect example would be Walmart, who bargains down their suppliers to get you the very, very lowest costs and the lowest prices. And then the other group, mentioned that there's 3, would be the other guys. And the other guys is a group that you really do not want to be in. The other guys earn average to subpar profits, and they don't compete properly within their industry. So the question is, would you rather be someone who earns above average profits and makes a living and lives in Whistler, or would you like to be the other guys? Sounds enticing, doesn't it?
Whoa. There you go.
To sum up, I'd like to hear from someone who owns a business, who wants to show how he's used these principles and has come up with his own business strategy. Show of hands. Yes, James Dean.
Please repeat the question.
Okay. I'd like to know what industry you are in and how you have used these 5 forces and these strategies to build yourself a competitive advantage.
Okay, how many seconds do I have? 5 seconds?
You have 5
To
seconds.
explain 5 deep things?
2, 1.
Where are we in the time?
Thank you.
Oh.